So the story takes us to 2019. I've been hauling for about 7 years now, running loads from Ohio through Pennsylvania and back. I mean, it's not glamorous, but it pays the bills. And when you're out here on the road, rest stops become a kind of safe haven. You get food, bathrooms, and a chance to stretch before crawling back into the cab to sleep. That's why what happened one night last November still bothers me. It was late, just after 1 in the morning when I pulled off into a rest area off I-80. The place was nearly empty, just 2 other rigs and a handful of cars in the lot. The sky was overcast and the whole area had that weird, suffocating quiet you only notice when you're alone in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't ready to sleep yet, so I figured I'd walk to the vending machines, maybe grab a drink and settle down. But as soon as I stepped out, I noticed the place felt different. The lot was lit by a handful of orange sodium lights, but several were out, so most of the area sat in this deep, dark shadow. As soon as I got closer to the building, I realized one of the restroom doors was propped open with a trash can. Now that immediately struck me as odd. Those doors are supposed to stay locked at night. Drivers know this, cops know this. It's done to keep vagrants or anyone shady from camping inside. But this door was wide open, light flickering inside. I slowed down as I walked by, and that's when I heard it. This faint metallic scraping echoing off the tile. It wasn't the sound of cleaning. It was irregular, like something being dragged a few inches at a time. I stopped, listening, my stomach tightening. Then the sound just stopped. I told myself it had to be maintenance, but the silence that followed made my skin crawl. I didn't dare step inside, so I moved past, forcing myself not to look again. At the vending machine, I bought a soda, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. When I turned to head back, I caught movement in the far corner of the lot. And at first, I thought it was just another trucker stretching his legs. But the more I stared, the more I realized something was off. The figure wasn't anywhere near the rig or the cars. He was just standing there in the shadows facing my direction. I felt my pulse in my throat. I quickened my pace and got back to my truck and locked the doors. I told myself it was just some drifter. But when I checked the side mirror a few minutes later, my stomach dropped. The figure had moved closer. He was maybe 30 feet away now, still standing perfectly still, just staring at my truck. I started the engine, the low rumble breaking the silence. I expected him to flinch, to move, to do something. But instead, he slowly raised his arm. But he wasn't pointing at me. He was pointing back towards the restroom. But I didn't know what he wanted. I don't know why, but that simple gesture just terrified me more than anything. My hands were shaking as I shoved the truck into gear. I didn't even bother letting the engine warm up. I pulled out that rest stop so fast, barely looking back. But as I drove past the building on my way out, I glanced one last time. The restroom door was no longer open. The trash can that held it wide was gone. I don't know what that man wanted me to see inside, and I don't want to know. What unsettles me the most is I pass that same rest stop almost every week, but I've never seen it look like it did that night. It makes me wonder if I stumbled into something I was never supposed to witness.